All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. Let me make sure that you guys can see this. I think you guys should be okay. I don't know why the live looks really weird. Let me see if I can get this going. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can adjust the screen for you. Does this look too zoomed in? Is the question. Bear with me a second, guys. I think we should be okay. All right. Are we too zoomed in on the live? Let me make sure and see on my phone that we are good. Bear with me a second, team. No, it looks good. Okay, does it? Because on my thing, it looks weird. I just want to make sure. I know. I know. I just want to be for sure. See. Of course, I'm using my other phone to check if this is working. Great. Okay, just verified. You're good. Thank you, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me and talk stocks. Today is February 4th, 2021. 2021, yeah, that's correct. February 4th on a Thursday. Let's talk market, shall we? Dow futures up 53 points, NASDAQ futures up 63, S&P futures up about a quarter point, 38.33, and Russell 2000 index up about 0.26% at 2160. Bitcoin futures near 38,000, 1.6%. Crude futures up 0.43% at 55.94 a barrel. Gold futures are down. I actually just hit my alert, 1.81% to the downside, 1802. Silver futures 26.42 down, 1.74%. We had some SLV calls; those are probably going to be dead, so that sucks. But the good news is that DKNG, which is an option that we had, the 60 calls, we're deep in the money now, thankfully, because it's been a while and it's been kind of messing with us. So we're probably going to profit on that today. And euro dollar down 51 pips, 119.83. Dollar yen 105.30, up 28 pips from my forex people. Dollar index is up 0.26% at 91.40, and the VIX is down 3.5%, 22.10. Wow. Remember, this thing was at 40 something on the VIX. Good morning. Good morning. Let's talk markets, right? Again, basically the headline that we had is the futures are green, tech's leading the way. The big winner was PayPal yesterday. I am long the stock, obviously, and I had some longer dated options for March on PayPal, the 290s. They had some nice volume, so I played that. Let's see what I get this morning on that. So it wasn't a signal or anything. It was for masterclass students that I had. So let's see what they do. DKNG, again, we have the 60 calls. SLV calls, guys, it's probably going to be the L for the week, which really sucks. But, obviously, we're not perfect. We get it wrong sometimes. And that's going to just be an L. So, I mean, it's no point of closing the contract when it's going to be minus 99%. But we had some really good ones yesterday. We had Space yesterday, did very well. Had CGC for the masterclass members as well. Masterclass students, they caught that as well. So excellent work yesterday. Space was absolutely on fire. Yesterday, I'll go ahead and bring that up as well. Space was an absolute monster. Let's see if we break 59.43 on Space, and maybe we can get some calls for next week, and maybe target that 63 or 62 level, which is the all-time high or the highs on Space. Again, I am long the stock. I own the stock, and I bought dips. I have like 200 shares. Not tons of shares, but I have them. Let's go ahead and talk here some questions. I think that was it for regards to what I have open, what have you. Microsoft, I talked about that yesterday. Remember that break here was what I was talking about. We hit 30% yesterday, but we didn't close. We were looking for the level above 242.71. I posted that on Instagram and I posted that on Twitter. If you haven't already, guys, I post a lot of good stuff on Twitter. Instagram's kind of a pain because you have to put pictures up and stuff, but Twitter is probably the best way so we can keep communication with you guys, like what we're watching, what's looking at. So again, it's free of charge for Twitter. Again, it's a good way to just kind of watch the markets with us. We kind of give you some news and some headlines as we go, obviously. We have some really good accounts that we follow. Anyone that we follow, guys, we highly recommend that you follow as well. They're really good news providers and analysis. So again, a lot of the stuff we just retweet. That's not even our own information. We just retweet it, and of course, give credit to those that do the work. We're not going to pretend like, oh, we got the information first, because we didn't. We want to retweet them and make sure that they get their credit. So in order to give them credit, best bet, guys, is to give them a follow as well. You can support them as well, like Walter Bloomberg, Live Squawk, and those guys. But again, if you don't feel like following them, we really retweet everybody. You could just follow us. That's really a good way to do it as well. Again, it's a lot of stuff to follow in the financial world, especially on Twitter. So again, if you just want to follow us, totally cool with me. But again, a lot of good stuff on there. I put that, remember that QQQ call from this week that you guys profited from? We all did. That QQQ play was nice. I got a lot of positive feedback on that, so congratulations. We talked about that space, that it was moving. We caught that as well, and then Microsoft, which we talked about. So just want to give you that heads up. Yeah, Twitter freebies. Steven knows what's up. So again, I like hooking you guys up, guys. You know, again, I have to be fair to the paid members. I can't give you everything, obviously, but again, once in a while, you know, we'll see what's out there, and we'll give you the information, and we'll let you do your own research, of course, guys. Again, guys, this is not I don't know what this phone call is. This is not investment advice. You know the drill. You know, you take your own risk. You know what you're doing. At the end of the day, I don't want you guys going all in. There's a reason why we didn't signal GameStop, of course. Look at what happened. Everyone took it. I still have my charity shares, but whatever. But for the most part, I mean, guys, you got to be careful with what's out there. You know, you got to do your due diligence. Again, anyone can pump a stock. Anyone can say something. But at the end of the day, do they have your best interest at heart? And I think that when you've been following us, we know that we do have your best interest at heart, as always. I always say I can't recommend something that I wouldn't put my money in. So again, unless I would not talk about something that I personally don't own or personally would not trade and not put my capital at risk on it. So again, that's a big deal to me. It's important to have integrity, especially in this world, especially with the internet. Again, there's a lot of different things out there. A lot of people say a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, it's important to have integrity. It's important to at least take care of those that follow you, that look to you for guidance, as always. And again, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep helping you guys and navigating the market. Again, a lot of jargon, a lot of stuff out there. It's not easy, but again, we're here every day to help you guys. This is what we do. So just want to give you that heads up. Good morning. Good morning. Thoughts on blink levels for today. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and expand my charts, make life easy, and we'll go from there. Let's go to blink, answer some questions. Blink levels, not much going on, but for the most part, there is one level that I do see. Looks like a top here. We did break out of it. 54.89 will be my level, which is right there at 55. If we do break that, let's take a look at maybe 57.5 calls, 60 calls on blink. I do own the stock, one of my top 10, or our top 10 of 2021. Good morning. Thoughts on IWM for Friday? I wouldn't want to trade for this week's expiry, but again, I talked about this yesterday, the 215.23 level. If we do break that, then we can start taking a look at the 217s or 218s calls for next week. So again, anything that we're looking at for today, tomorrow, is going to be for next week. I would not trade anything for this week expiry, guys. It's really, really risky. So 215.23 is our level. If we break that, let's start taking a look at the volume on IWM. Let's see what else is here. Thanks for the space calls yesterday. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. I got XPEV calls for 219. Has more upside for overnight gap up. XPEV, it's up slightly. You have which ones? I don't know what strike you have, Saeed. So you're gonna have to give me the strike on that. Good morning, Carlos. I have Apple 145 calls for 221. I was down 20% of the day. I should see some good return at the open. Should I let it run? Let's take a look at that chart again. Apple already talked about they're going to do their electric car, their EV car, and they're going to partner with Kia Motors. So that's a really good sign. They're up about nearly $3 at the open. I don't know what strike. Oh, yeah, the 145s. For the 145s for a couple of weeks from now, you need to break 137.98. And 137.98 needs to break, I would say, by next Tuesday, if not Monday. If it doesn't, then I would probably just salvage it because 138 seems to be that really tough resistance so far. And I don't want you being caught there. BA appears to be breaking out of a 2-month downtrend daily chart as of yesterday. Thoughts on calls with next resistance being the 50 DMA. Let's take a look at Boeing. Boeing looks very nice. Nice recovery there, and I own the shares, so that's really good. There's a big resistance level here. I could see, kind of staying there, and then you have this one point here. Let's take a look at 219.014. If we do break that, I put that on the hourly. Let's take a look at the daily on and see what you're looking at. Yeah, that 50-day moving average right there. Yeah. So if we do break 209.14, maybe let's take a look at the 215 calls for that. So I placed my alert. Again, guys, alerts are your friend. You want to put as much alerts as you can. They don't cost. It doesn't cost you to put alerts. Let the system alert you so you don't have to stare at the screen all day. Can we look at PLTR with support at 32.50? Let's go and take a look here. So this PLTR, again, I own this stock as well. My level to buy more shares is 27.58. Your support level is, well, you're right below the support level, but again, really your support level is this red line here, which is your 200-day moving average, and it seems to be holding up. The 50-day has crossed below the 100-day. That's not a good sign. That's actually a bearish signal. So again, you're seeing continuous downside here. The idea is that we may break below that 200 and maybe just have to target the 30 puts on PLTR. So again, you're seeing some bearish pressure here. So I wouldn't buy calls here unless you start getting above 34.5 or so. But until then, you just have to wait. Can you check PTE? Say PTE. I don't know what PTE is. PT, again, it's a penny stock, so I'd be very careful. I don't know much about this company, so I'm very wary to talk about it. But for the most part, if I'm just charting for the most part, I will go right above this high of 131 and see what you get from there. Microsoft to continue the gap up. I do have calls on Microsoft for next week. I have the 250s, and we were green 30% yesterday, and then we had a little bit of a fall at the end of the day. But again, it is moving to the upside. It's up about $1 pre-market. We should tap 245 by the end of the day today. I think we're going to get Microsoft by today and add another winner to the bag, which would be a nice little week, with SLV only being the only loser for the week. DKNG is something I'm staring at. Also, DKNG, we have that open. So let's see what we get. What do you think about VGAC, 23andMe, Richard Branson? I believe that's another SPAC. It's on the move. I don't know much about it. I'd have to do my research on it. I don't think they have options. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that. I have to research it. On Space, let's put the alert here, guys, on Space, 59.43. If we break that, again, I'll reiterate, we can go to maybe 62 calls. If not, maybe 61.5, 61 calls for there, or 63s. I probably wouldn't go to 65s. Maybe you could. Let's see the volume there. But again, next week. You don't want to do it for this week. Twitter for Steven loves the Twitter. Snap earnings. Okay, let's see. Okay. iHome Skillet. Home Skillet, that's funny. PLTR we just went over, Steven. Thoughts on Snap and Pins earnings. Let's see what the volume brings. But again, I don't like to play earnings. Not my thing. But Snap is looking like it wants to break out. On Pins, same. The social media names, they look like they're doing well. The last earnings report, I did catch some money on Pins and Snap. So I don't like doing it very often, but I have done it before with some good volume. Let's keep an eye on those two. Maybe there's something out there. We'll shake the trees and take a look at the volume. It's very simple, guys. Go to scan and then go to option hacker over 10,000 and scan. No magic sauce. Just go ahead and do that. SpyG up 10%, $10 since your recommendation last year. You're welcome. I'm glad that you love SpyG. It's one of my favorites. I bought some Bitcoin today. I'll buy some SpyG tomorrow. You know the drill. Definitely Florida Backyard. Thoughts on QS today? QS. Let's see. QS is definitely on the downtrend. Would not want to try to catch a falling knife either. But if you're looking for calls, maybe 52.40 if anything. But 40 is your support. Which is number one FANG stock you would buy? Do you include Apple in that? Because Apple is my number one. It's my largest position, of course. What are your thoughts on where PayPal tops this week? Hard to say. I mean, it definitely had a lot of price upgrades. I think that it will definitely break 270 by the end of the week. We're at 266.50. 270 should definitely be in play. Thoughts on plug 70-75 calls this week? For this week, no. Next week, possibly. You need to break 70. If you break 70, I would probably target 72. But until then, we need to break 70. Apple, again, Apple looking solid, but it needs to break 138, which is that previous fib high. EA Games did announce college football is back on their platform, the game. But EA, I don't love the stock. I own something called ESPO, which is an ETF that has all of the video gaming stocks in it. And It does have EA in it, but again, I don't have the single stock risk. So I have the ETF, which keeps me away from the single stock volatility and risk of EA games. I wouldn't buy EA. Go EV. I don't know much about this name either, so I'd have to do a little more research on it. So I don't know much about it. I don't want to sound ignorant on this one. Looking at the chart here again, maybe if you break 18.5, maybe we could talk. I don't think they have options, but for to invest in it, I'd have to do a little more research. 219.50 calls for XBET. That's Saeed talking to me. Yes, which one? The 50 calls? I'm rubbing my hands together because it's so damn cold where I live. It's really cold in Central Florida. It's like 41 degrees right now, and it's really cold for Florida. For the most part here, the 50 calls, you should be okay for next week. Is it for next week? No, you have 2 weeks. That's not terrible. Hold on to those. I think you should be okay. You need to break 49 though. Looking at Neo. Looking at Neo here. Neo's just sideways action. I would stay away for right now. I owned PayPal for a few years. Think today's a good day to sell and jump into Square. No, Colin. I would hold PayPal. PayPal's a great company. Definitely would hold on to them. I own both, Square and PayPal. When I did the podcast talking about the top 10, it was like very tough to decipher which. They're not bad. PayPal's not bad at all. PayPal had a monster quarter. Square is gonna have a monster quarter. The question is, how do you pick between both? They're both fine. They're both really fine. I can't say one is better than the other. I just went for Square because I think they have a little more upside than PayPal. Remember, they're newer too. Snap with earnings today, we just talked about that. Again, Snap is looking good, but again, let's see the volume. I'd rather not play for earnings, especially with tomorrow being Friday. How do you know where to put the alert and break? Again, it's just practice with the charting. Again, you see a lot of tops, you see a lot of support levels, resistance support. Once you do it enough, I highly recommend you practice doing that on your own. Get a chart on Saturdays and start just putting alerts and start, demo trading is another way to kind of practice too. Look at TSP. What is it? Oh, you look at TSNP. It's a penny stock. Again, guys, just be careful with penny stocks. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's breaking out, but again, I can't touch the penny stocks. I'm not a penny stock guy. I don't know much about it. Let's see. Any thoughts about Zap? I don't know what Zap is. Zapata Corp. Nothing comes up. Sorry, mate. DKNG Super Bowl basketball March Madness. I love it. I'm a shareholder. Love DKNG. There was Dogcoin or Datadog. Yeah, breaking out too. Let's see if we get some volume here. Maybe we can play some options, but it looks really good. Datadog looking good. Thoughts on Piton? Piton was a darling last year, and it's slightly coming back down a little bit to earth. You see a little bit of a consolidation here. Nothing to do there until you start breaking above the 200-day, which is around 152. What do you think about DK? What's your play in mind? DK. I don't know what DK is. Don't know what DK is for the most part, but looking at the chart, again, I'm a trader on the hourly for the most part because I do weekly options. 22.59 is your high. See if you break that first. Any energy ETFs you recommend? There's one that's a solar energy ETF, and let me see if I can get that here. I think it's NEE. That's the one I own. NEE, yep, and I'm up about 12% on it with their investment club. And last one before we get into anything here, because I have to get in with my guys. DraftKings, yep. What is on earth is happening to gold and silver? Right here, the dollar. When the dollar goes up, guys, gold and silver take a hit. And again, when gold and silver are being sold off a little bit, that tells you that more people are getting to more risk assets. Yields go up a little bit higher, and commodities like gold and silver, which tend to be safe havens, tend to go down. Sucks because I had SLB calls. I'll take the hit on that. But for the most part, that's where we are. And you see that the stock market is going up and we're near highs. All right, guys, we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I know you have to have a lot of questions, but I do have to get back to the Discord and the guys. We'll leave it at that. Enjoy yourself and have a great Thursday and happy trading, team. Keep it locked on the Twitter. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. I'll talk to you guys soon. God damn it. What is this?